it had shot the lid off and blown the dough out of the bucket towards the back of the proofer. I'm like, this is what's called an enriched dough.
Okay.
So enriched doughs mean they have egg.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And fat. So like white bread, sourdough are not enriched because they don't usually have butter and they don't have any egg.
Okay.
Which is why a lot of breads are technically vegan because there's no butter.
Yeah.
So, but this is a yeast dough.
Okay.
And so it is an enriched dough. And this is for cinnamon rolls and caramel rolls. They're our most popular thing. I've been making these for 20 years or so. Cool. But I made the dough up before you got here because otherwise we would have been at this for about 2.5 hours.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
So you want the gluten to stretch. You want it to be nice and stretchy. Otherwise, it'll be like really dense ball.
Okay.
And nobody likes that feeling.
Yeah.
So this will continue to stretch. And what we did to make this is buttermilk, sugar, flour, eggs, butter, and salt. Put all of that in my big mixer out there and knead it for 10 minutes with the dough hook on. And so you can feel it's very pillowy.
Okay, yeah.
So we're going to get that one. And then when you're working with yeast doughs, you're working under a time crunch because the yeast doesn't really want to wait for you.
Okay.
I'm self-taught, so I didn't go to school for any of this. I don't know the reasons why certain things work. I just know they work. So it's weird, but you beat this.
Okay.
I usually do 6 breaks in it, and I've learned since that it kind of like helps relax the gluten a little bit.
Okay.
So that's what I do. And I have a mark over here so I know how far I need to roll this out. To roll it out to here and all the way into there. If I tried rolling this out without doing that pounding thing, it just keeps trying to come back together.
Yeah.
Technically, we're rolling it out 40 inches long and about 12 inches deep. This is the second bakery I've owned. And
really?
So the first bakery I had was in Marshalltown, and I had to close it when I got divorced. People always say, oh, having a bakery must be so fun. Yeah, well, it is, but it's not easy. I mean, your quantities of things come in 50-pound bags.
Right.
You blow your knee out, and
yeah,
it's harder work. With cinnamon rolls, what you do is you roll the dough out, and then we're going to smear butter on top of it, and then cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
And then I do it a different way than most people, and it's different than the way I used to do it. I will say that I change things often. Yeah. If I start to do something or I watch a video of somebody doing something a certain way, if I try it and it makes sense, then I'll change it.
Yeah. So you said you've owned 2 bakeries. What got you inspired to start baking? Like how old were you, or what moment?
I was 8 when I made my first cheesecake.
Aww.
I just remember being in a bookstore around Christmas time, and there was a cheesecake cookbook, and I just remember everybody talking about how difficult it was to make cheesecake, and I'm like, I can read.
Yeah.
So how tough can it be? But I just like baking. It's something that usually makes people happy. Mm-hmm. I'm ADHD, severely ADHD, and people with ADHD oftentimes the instant gratification is wonderful.
Yeah.
And being able to look at something that you did is so satisfying. It gives you a great dopamine hit because you don't get that dopamine. I don't even go up front. So I very rarely hear what customers say. Yeah. My daughter and son will come back and tell back of house. Did you just hear that? And like, no. Yeast just does not wait for you. Yeah. So what we can do is punch it down.
Okay.
Can't do that too many times. But like this morning I was running a little slow because my knees are hurting.
Yeah.
And it actually, so I proof them with these lids on.
Yeah.
And my son-in-law works in the kitchen with me. And I'm like, what's that noise?
Oh, no.
Like it sounded like a bucket fell down the stairs or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't hear anything. I went over to the proofer over there a few minutes later.
Oh, gosh.
And it had shot the lid off. Like it sounded like a gunshot. And it had shot the lid off and blown the dough out of the bucket.
Oh my
gosh.
I'm like, wow, that's aggressive.
We just smear the butter.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is.
Yeah.
I know when it's not right.
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
I just go by feel. So
that's really awesome.
This is just pre-mixed cinnamon and sugar, brown sugar and cinnamon.
So what's your favorite item to bake? I know you said these were your most popular, but if you had a favorite.
I mean, this is probably my favorite just because it's just something people don't do anymore. You know, people they don't. During COVID, I think people kind of started making stuff again. But it's just stuff that you wait for somebody else to bring.
For sure.
Or you just go buy.
Right.
And I just love doing it. I mean, it's even days where they don't turn out right for any number of reasons. I mean, yeast doughs especially are so dependent on heat and humidity, all of that. So when you do them and they turn out right, I literally will walk past my kids on the way to the register. I'm like, I need you to praise me now because these look amazing. So yeah, back to your question of why I bake. When I started, there's a difference between cooking and baking. And
yeah, for sure.
Baking is a science, and once I can do something that makes sense to me, then it's stuck. So
yeah, that's really cool.
Usually makes people happy.
Yeah.
So it used to be that I would roll this all up into a tube like most people do, and then I cut it with thread.
Okay, yeah, that's what I've seen.
So then I started doing this one morning because I thought, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot. And this allows me to not roll it as tightly. And it helps it proof faster.
Cool.
And in the morning, that's your friend.
Yeah.
The faster I can get it to proof, the more sleep I can get.
Yeah, for sure.
But we should get 27 out of this.
So what does a typical day look like? Because I know you said you get up early to make the cinnamon roll. So what does like your morning or like your day look like?
I usually work 3:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night.
Jeez, yeah.
So now what I do is I just kind of flick one part over and then roll them up. But yes, so my day starts out in the morning. I get up, I start the dough, and then because that's going to take the longest, and then while it's kneading, I start grabbing things out of the freezer that will take longer to bake, like croissant doughs, pastry dough, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we get it done early so that it can cool in time, and then you just get it timed. This doesn't wait for you. Like I said, it'll blow the lid off, and then you can ruin your dough. When you start something like this, that I've told, I don't have employees now. My kids are all part of the business.
Yeah.
But I've told them, you're going to make a mistake.
Right.
Whether it's front of house with customers or back of house. If you don't make a mistake, you haven't done enough business.
Yeah.
The key is how you handle it. And I'm like, like I told my son-in-law Tyrone, I'm like, when you mess up, because it will happen.
Yeah.
Just don't try to hide it. Like don't be scared to tell me you messed up. Or try to sell it as correct when it's not, because that's our name. That's
Yeah.
But also don't throw away your mistake right away, because I've got recipes that I've changed because of a mistake, and I'm like, that kind of works out.
Yeah, I'm glad that happened.
Well, so we bake them in pans of 6, and then we just sell them in pan.
Yeah, okay.
Especially if they're caramel, because then you get all the yummy caramel at the bottom of the pan.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
And then I have a thing of cream cheese frosting over there, so that's what goes on these rolls.
Nice.
So at Christmas, just to tell you how many we did, I believe we did 40 dozen.
Oh, wow.
For one day. So people have asked me before, like, oh, what if somebody got a hold of your recipes? And I'm like, good luck.
Yeah.
I'm like, my recipes are a list of ingredients, and they're probably not even correct anymore.
That's funny.
So I've always named my mixers and ovens, because my recipes, if anything, will say mix in this mixer for this amount of time and bake in this oven for that amount of time. For anybody working with you. Yeah. And you say, go grab this out of the freezer.
Yeah.
Well, you have a big 3-door freezer and a 2-door freezer and another 3-door freezer. So the first question that you're asked, which one? Don't get it out of Ingrid. Get it out of Hagrid.
I love that. That's really fun.
I think all of ours right now are named after Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter things.
Oh my gosh, that's
Although
really
the dishwasher is Morty from Rick and Morty.
Nice, I love it.
So,
did you guys ever have like a breakthrough moment where you felt like you had really kind of made it, or the bakery took off?
Yeah. So we opened in April.
Okay.
And we kind of snuck open.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really bad idea, in my opinion, to do a grand opening before you get your feet underneath you and before you know what volume you want, what people in the area like.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we kind of snuck open in April, and my daughter was still working at Iowa Ortho, and my son was working somewhere else already. So it was just my son-in-law and I that started it, and he had never baked really. And so he's like, well, I don't know how to bake. I'm like, it's a lot easier to teach somebody to bake than it is to reteach somebody.
Okay.
Because if you already know, or you have your way of doing it, it may not be my way.
Right.
And I'm not saying my way is the best. It's my way.
Yeah.
And I'm always open for, suggestions on stuff.
Yeah.
But if you've got a bad habit of something that you've always done.
Right. Hard to fix. Yeah.
It's so hard to fix.
Yeah.
So I taught him how to bake. And in the beginning, it was just him and me working in the kitchen and up front. And, it was fine. And then after the first week, I don't know, maybe it was this into the second week. I looked at my daughter. I'm like, you have to quit your job.
Yeah.
That was always the long-term goal.
Right.
It just was a lot faster than we were thinking.
Yeah.
And we didn't even have a sign out. Like, nobody knew we were here really. We put up a sign in June, I think. Like, finally got our sign out. Owning a business is not, you're like, oh, it must be so great. You set your own hours. I'm like, it's all of them.
Yeah, all the hours.
All of the hours. You go to bed thinking about, what am I making tomorrow? What's the weather going to be like? Because that's going to make a difference. Is there a holiday?
Right.
Is there a pancake breakfast somewhere?
Yeah.
Is school canceled?
Yeah.
And there's no way to really prepare people for holidays in a bakery. But for Thanksgiving, it's our first year.
Yeah.
We did over 200 pies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's always a good thing when you hear your customers say, you're not charging enough for this.
Yeah.
Or you guys should take some time off. Like,
and then what's like your biggest motivator? Because obviously it's not easy.
So like I said, I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
Which is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, for sure.
I love working with my kids, and I love watching them grow in what they're doing. Like listening to my son and daughter run the front and get along, like they work so well together.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've always enjoyed is being able to give people things at a price that is reasonable. Like, you shouldn't need a mortgage to get a birthday cake.
Right.
But my main thing with this is just, it feels a niche. You know, there's nowhere else nearby, at least, that makes cinnamon rolls from scratch. And to hear people come in, and the times I have heard people come in, especially older people, and say, this is just like my mom used to make when I was little, and I haven't had it. Or we had a lady that came and she got a pie to take to her dad in Ohio.
Okay.
And he had cancer, and he just wasn't able to eat anything, and he wanted a strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yeah.
And I was just so touched, because I've been widowed twice in 3 years, both times from cancer.
Yeah.
And so I know the struggle, you know. And so whenever we have customers we have several customers right now who their spouses have cancer, and I remember the struggle to find something they'll eat, you know, and to get it to them in time for them to be able to eat it before they just couldn't anymore. And so I always have a big soft spot in my heart for that. And just hearing my kids and watching them make a business that can sustain them if they want it.
Yeah.